Christians, having sex with your boyfriend and your girlfriend is going to send you to hell. Just because your pastor doesn't talk about this doesn't mean that it's okay in the sight of God. Utilizing the temple in which the Holy Spirit dwells to pleasure yourself is going to put you in danger. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, starting at verse 16, says, "Know that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you. If any man defiles the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which the temple is you." We have been called to be holy, which means to be set apart from everybody else, set apart from the world, the ways of the world, the fornicators of the world. Now, many of you feel that it is okay for you to have sex with your boyfriend, ladies, your girlfriend, fellas, because you're in a committed relationship. Fact of the matter is that you're still not married. Now, I know these verses didn't say anything about fornication, but what we're going to do is we're going to flip over to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, and we're going to start at verse 18. "Flee fornication. Every sin that a man does is without the body, but he that commits fornication sins against his own body." There's so many sins in which people can commit: stealing, lying, murder, and the list goes on and on and on. But when you fornicate, you are literally using your body to sin against itself. You are utilizing the temple of God for self-gratification, for self-pleasure, to indulge in your flesh. Every time you lay down with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you are defiling the temple of God. Now, I just read to you in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, that where it says, whoever defiles the temple of God, God will destroy. Now, I don't know about you, but that's very alarming. That's very concerning. And if you don't think that's concerning, and if that doesn't bother you and nor convict you, you have a bigger problem. Like, are you just going to church just to play church? Or are you just playing religious? Or do you really have the Spirit of God dwelling inside of you? Because I can tell you this, when the Spirit of God dwells within you, and you do something wrong or you commit sin, like that, the conviction is like a ton of bricks, and you feel it, and it's a horrible sorrow deep down in your soul feeling when you do something to grieve the Holy Spirit. But if you can, with a good conscience, have sex, unmarital sex that is, and not feel anything, you could already be in danger of not being saved. Jump on over to 1 Corinthians chapter 7, starting at 1 and 2. "Now concerning the things ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband." Fast forward to verse 9. "But if they cannot contain themselves, let them be married, for it is better to marry than to burn." I get it. Society pushes sex on everybody. Society wants us to be nasty. Society wants us to embrace our sexuality. And the thing about it is that it's not that it's a bad thing. What's bad about it is it's always done out of order. God is a God of order. God also demands obedience. Many of you may just have to take that step and separate yourself from somebody that you could be fornicating with. And I know, oh, we've been together for 3 years. We've been together for 5 years. You know, I don't know if I can live without them. Like, well, why don't you try to do it together? Why don't you try to purify yourselves together? You better take what he says seriously here when he says that he shall destroy the temple that is defiled by man. That's not anything to take lightly. I don't think that having sex with anybody is worth us being destroyed.